Red video 9. Well, we ended the last video talking about that dance, and I guess we've spent a lot of time talking about it, right? But here's a nice test. You know, sometimes when I start, speaking a lot about one specific point, some students think, well, but why do you speak so much about it, right? We got it. Okay. And then my question is always, okay, but what kind of got it? You got it, Because one kind of got it is the passive got it. So the idea is, yeah, you're saying things and I'm not lost. The other kind of got it is you understand it as to explain to somebody, And more often than not, we realize that things we think are very easy, they're actually pretty hard, So here's the exercise I'm going to propose to you. I'm going to read the dance, and I would like you to develop at least part of the explanation I developed in the last video. Okay, that will be a test for you. Okay. It was a barbaric dance, savage and primeval, rapid, with quick movements of the hands and feet and contortions of the body. It was sensual, sexual even, but sexual without passion. It was very animal, direct, weird, without mystery. Natural, in short. And one might almost say childlike. So, explain things like why childlike, why natural. So is natural without passion. Okay, what about the sex, the difference between the sex among animals and the sex, regarding people, things like that. Okay, so I'll continue. At last they grew tired. They stretched themselves on the deck and slept, and all was silent. The skipper lifted himself heavily out of his chair and clambered down the companion. Be careful here, because companion is not what we are used to, and clamber is a different word, right? Look, clamber, what is clamber? Is to climb awkwardly or with difficulty. Another way to say that is scramble. Look, I put a very nice picture of a small mouse try to climb the table, but almost not being able to do it. Why did I emphasize climb? Another pronunciation for clamber is clamor. Why? English has this nice rule that in 95% of the cases, when you have MB, you are going to pronounce just the M, right? For example, I don't know if I've mentioned in some video before, but if I did, even so, I think it's nice to reveal. So if I did, please stop the video and give me examples with words where we shouldn't pronounce the B after M. Okay, so the answers. For example, you don't climb a mountain, you climb a mountain. There isn't a bomb in the terrorist attack, there is a bomb, right? You don't comb your hair, you comb your hair. You don't think a person is dumb. If you say the person is dumb, then probably you are dumb, right? Dumb. Okay, so bomb, dumb, lamb. Lamb meat? Lamb meat is like the baby of a sheep, right? Not ship. Sheep is lamb, right? And lamb meat is very good meat. Well, because of that, when we use those words in the ing, for example, then we are not going to pronounce the B. Oh, just like a plumber, it's not a plumber. that is going to help you in the house with the pipes and etc. It's a plumber. So the bombing of the embassy, okay? He is a mountain climber, right? And she is dumber than her sister. That's why here we can pronounce clamber, we can pronounce clamber, but it's kind of an exception. But in that specific word we can pronounce both, right? I don't know, maybe you would prefer to say clamber, so because in that case you can pronounce one way or the other, so it will fit the how do you say, the, it's not parameter, I forgot the model, there's a name for that, but it will fit. Well, so it's to climb awkwardly or with difficulty. Companion here is the same thing as companionway. What is companionway? I put a picture there. It's very specific. It stairs from upper deck of a ship to a lower deck. Okay? Very, very specific word. Companionway. Okay, so let's go back. They stretched themselves on the deck and slept, and all was silent. The skipper lifted himself heavily out of his chairs and I think I'll pronounce without the B, you know, just to make it regular, and clambered down the companion. He went into his cabin and got out of his clothes. He climbed, remember, climbed, right? Not climbed, right? He climbed into his bunk and lay there. He panted a little in the heat of the night. I put a very nice picture of a guy panting. So the guy has his tongue out and he's like our skipper here is not panting so much, right? He's panting a little because of the heat. But next morning, when the dawn crept over the tranquil sea, the opening in the reef, which had eluded them the night before, was seen a little to the east of where they lay. The schooner entered the lagoon. There was not a ripple on the surface of the water. Deep down among the coral rocks, you saw little colored fish swim. When he had anchored his ship, the skipper ate his breakfast and went on deck. The sun shone from an unclouded sky, but in the early morning the air was grateful and cool. It was Sunday, and there was a feeling of quietness, a silence as though nature were at rest, which gave him a peculiar sense of comfort. He sat, looking at the wooded coast, and felt lazy and well at ease. Presently, a slow smile moved his lips, and he threw the stump of his cigar into the water. Remember the exercise I told you when reading? First you read everything, underline words, search for the words. When you don't have my help, read it again. Okay, I'll give you the words and it will be your job to read it again. Elude, like the opening had eluded them. Escape, right? I put a nice picture of people playing rugby there. So one guy is eluding the other. Ripple, keep in mind, small waves, very small waves we call ripple. There is this thing called ripple effect. What is a ripple effect? There is a very calm, lake, for example. No ripples at all. You throw a small, a stone or anything in the middle of the lake, and then there will be ripples, We can use that for other contexts. Ripple effect, like a causation after causation after causation. So there was not a ripple on the surface of the water. The water was completely calm. Grateful, be careful here, because it would be very strange that the air was grateful. The air would go to people and say, thank you so much. You are such a fantastic person. You made my life better. I'm so grateful to you. Grateful, even though it's not that common, grateful can be pleasant, right? I think in our list I put agreeable, for example, grateful relief from the hot sun. Okay. And then finally we have the word stump. The stump is like the butt, like a cigarette butt, the part that you don't smoke. So you had the stump. In our Quizlet, I didn't put the picture of a cigar stump. I put another usage for a stump that is like when you cut a tree and then you have this small part of the log on the ground. We call that stump as well. So when you open Quizlet, I really would like you to connect that with our cigar stump. Do we have more time? I think we do. I'm going to read a little bit further, even though in the next video I'll have to go back. I guess I'll go ashore, he said. Get the boat out. Remember, shore is the place, right? Where, of course, the water meets the earth or the sand. And ashore is the adverb, right? So when you go ashore, you go to the shore. Okay. He climbed stiffly down the ladder and was rowed to a little cove. Keep in mind that if you have a stiff neck, this is another context I would like you to keep in mind, right? You slept, in a wrong position, and then you can't move your neck pretty well, so you have a stiff neck. I put a very nice picture of a boy. Probably he's visiting, I don't know, his girlfriend, and he's nervous. It's the first time he's visiting the girlfriend, and he's sitting very stiffly on the sofa, alright? So he's not relaxed. He climbed stiffly down the ladder because, we know that our captain, our skipper, is not very graceful. He's very heavy and he has difficulty moving, right? And then they went to a little cove. A cove is like a small bay, a small sheltered bay. I also put a nice picture, Usually you have an isolated beach, and it's just as a bay. It's a nice place, to stop or to go when you have a boat or a ship or something like that.